Hey, good morning, Eastern Oregon, and welcome to this June 20th version of AM Live on EOA, your connection to Eastern Oregon. And we're on the EOA network. How are you, man?
Good, good. Just dealing with allergies like probably half the other people in this town.
Yeah,
It just on top when they hit with that when you already have problems with headaches, it's not very fun.
yeah.
But
It's been kind of one of those. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have had troubles with allergies.
Mine started as soon as I went to the west side, and I didn't get allergies at all last year, and I went over there. I don't know what you know what I mean. Like I don't know what's different this year, but I saw a picture on Facebook earlier today of somebody said the cottonwoods are coming, and there was just all over the ground.
Yeah.
That it looked like snow almost.
But do we have? I mean, I haven't seen that here though. We don't have as many cottonwoods here as we.
That was a person here that posted the picture.
Really?
Yeah. All that stuff you see flying around in the air is cottonwoods, BC. All that white stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know what cottonwood is.
Yeah, we definitely have cottonwoods
Yeah.
here.
I guess
For sure.
Yeah. So
We lost 2 sports legends in the last week. The logo for the NBA, Jerry West, died last week, and Willie Mays died yesterday or the day before.
wow.
Yeah.
I think I'd heard about both of those.
Well, I mean, they're both legends. Like,
Yeah.
like they're.
You know, it's kind of interesting. One thing that I heard last night is that there are fewer black players in the major leagues than what there was back in the 90s.
Huh.
Yeah, it was like the percentage is down from like 15% down to
They must not be counting
6%.
They must not be counting like Dominicans and Puerto Ricans as black, even though they are.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they can't be because the league is very very much South American.
Yeah.
Very much.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I was surprised because this is Juneteenth month, or yesterday was Juneteenth, or and then with Willie Mays's death, they were kind of talking about that, and I didn't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
they can't possibly be talking about
why it would
the
be
South
going down.
Americans,
Yeah.
But South Americans are technically black too. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They have the African in their bloodline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Mexicans are Indians and Spanish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's very similar with the Puerto Ricans and Dominicans and Cubans. There's a lot of African in their bloodlines.
Yeah.
I don't know what caused that, but it's weird how different areas have different. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you look at if you look at say like Indians in America or Native Americans, they're Europeans mixed with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so you end up with, and then down the further south you go, you got Spanish mixed with to make the Incans and the Mayans, and it's so weird. It's just how people ended up in different places of the world and combined to make different
Yeah.
cultures and races.
Well, and it's kind of, I mean, for years, people, when people ask me, what am I? Clearly I'm white, but I'm a mutt, I mean.
Well, every human being.
Everybody is a human being, but sometimes there's this emphasis to, anyhow.
You can get your full DNA test
Yeah.
nowadays, and it'll tell you exactly what percentage of what you have in you.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I wonder how much American Indian I have in me. I have quite a bit. I don't know the exact number, but I mean, I have some very American Indian traits. Like I have very little body hair.
Yeah.
I have the cheekbones. I tan super easy. Like a couple days in the sun and I'm tan. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of funny how, remember the artist out here that did that?
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but we
Yeah.
had him on the morning show.
Yeah, I had him on the
Yeah.
morning show, and he came from Indian blood, and then he did a DNA thing and found out that there was a lot of him that was Mexican,
That's very common.
Yeah,
I have a
right.
friend over in Western Oregon that was adopted,
Yeah.
and she thought she was just American Indian, and come to find out she's more Mexican than anything.
Yeah.
But it's easy to cross those two up because the physical characteristics are similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, we got 2 Facebook feeds going, so if you comment and I don't see it, it's because I'm watching
Comment on the other one.
Yeah. Comment on both, yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations though to Kevin Browning, who won the tickets on Friday afternoon. We did a quick giveaway to Beer Fest on Friday, and he won those tickets. And to John Comby won the tickets earlier in the week, which the answer to the question, what's the process of turning sugar into alcohol called? Right? Sugar
Yeah.
and fermentation, ethanol fermentation. You're going to get some trivia today, BC, after
Good.
sports.
So
We're gonna do some trivia.
I stopped one of the streams. Hopefully, will.
Who knows? Hopefully it's not the one that I'm watching.
Yeah, it might
You
be.
never know, though, right?
Yeah.
What about news? Is there anything going on in the world that's interesting? I don't. Yesterday was June 19th. It's a federal holiday now. How many years?
It sounds like the fires are kicking off earlier. The fire season is kicking off.
Whereabouts?
You know, I don't know, but there was like, I mean, I just, that was part, I don't know. It's hard to, you know, it's so funny with national news, not funny, but it's just the way it is. You know, it can be so pinpointed, and this happens so often. You know, if you have a tornado or you have, you know, Tanya's, one of the sets of our kids live in Fort Worth, Texas, in that area, you know, and so then whenever there's bad weather in Texas, then Tanya will text, hey, are you okay? And it's like, do you know how big Texas is?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
I mean, you could have tornadoes, and tornadoes are so pinpoint. I mean, they're horrible, you know, and so you could have terrible weather in one area and sunny skies in another, and so, you know.
I watched this YouTuber that rides his motorcycle around Texas. I think he's in Houston area.
Uh-huh.
And like I said the other day, we think we have a homeless problem here. Go there.
Yeah.
We're talking like the viaducts and the river, not the rivers, but the overflow systems.
Right.
All those canals just littered with. It's almost like towns. It's crazy. I mean, they even steal stop signs and put them up. And they take stolen cars back there, and then there's houses built out of pallets, tent fortresses, all kinds of stuff, needles all over the place. He just rides around back there and you know, shows you.
And this is where
it's a YouTuber.
But I mean, this is down in
Oh
Texas.
yeah, in Texas. Yeah, he shows how bad the drug problem and the homeless problem is on his motorcycle. He rides one of those street legal dirt bikes, and he just rides it all. He's a trickster too. Does you know?
You think part of that is because of the migrant influx down there?
Most of the people are not.
This was just homelessness. Yeah.
No, most of them are not. I mean, he shows them on camera. Most of them are not. Like Hispanic people.
Huh.
No, that's crazy.
No. So I guess one thing that recently did, they found they think they interrupted an ISIS cell that was formulating in the United States, and they had all come in through the southern border during this time. Yeah, but they had all been vetted. I mean, they had all. I mean, you know, who knows? You just have no idea of knowing, but you know, they had been. You know, checked out and released into the area, and then later on, something caused some suspicion from the standpoint of the FBI, and they followed up, and so that's kind of. I mean, so there's a big threat going on right now.
I mean, it's not hard to get into America.
No,
really.
yeah.
I mean, it's just not.
Well, and no, it's just funny to me that if I guess you wouldn't know, but you would kind of, I mean, it would make sense coming from the southern border if you're having, you know, if you've got, you've got lots of South American, Mexico people, that are coming in. But
I saw a video the other day where a boat full of people just drives right up on the beach. There's people swimming, everything, and it just unloads.
Yeah.
Just nothing.
yeah,
I mean, that's how easy it is.
yeah,
They
no,
cross that, wherever they cross, Rio Grande or wherever, and then it's just, here we go. Let's roll.
yeah,
I think they were, I think they might have been Cubans, so it might have been like further east. But yeah, I don't blame. I mean, if I was making like a couple dollars a day trying to, feed my family or whatever, and I had the opportunity to go to America and work for, $10, $15 an hour and take care of my family,
yeah,
I'd do it.
yeah.
I mean, it's that
No,
simple.
you can't. You certainly understand. And it was funny because when I was in El Salvador, I actually had this lengthy conversation. I think I've mentioned this before, of one of a younger El Salvadorian leader. I mean, he was the clerk for the Supreme Court and a lawyer. And one of the questions that he asked me was, what do you think of El Salvador? Because that was the first time I'd been there. And the reason he was asking was really, it was kind of like his motive was he was concerned about El Salvadorians making the trip to get to the United States. And because it's affecting them from that standpoint, a lot of their young people, if you have this bulk of your younger population that is trying to get to another country, then what do you build the future country on? So anyhow,
I was listening. I'm deleting that other stream so people don't
get confused.
Yeah.
All right.
'Cause I saw Bud commented on it, but I
Hopefully-
don't know what he was referring to.
Hopefully he made the jump to.
Yeah, you deleted the one that he commented on. But I mean, there's no knowing. He said something about I have lots of them on the creek, but he's not watching right now, so I don't know what he was talking about. But maybe we'll figure it out.
Oh,
If you're listening,
let
Bud, or if you
let
see
us
this,
know
tell
when
me
you're
what
back on
talking
this
about.
stream, bud.
There's only one now. It's gone.
Yeah.
The other one's gone.
Yeah. So, well, hey, do you want to do sports?
Let's do it.
All right.
AM Sports Report brought to you by Hobby Habit right here in LeGrand. Definitely the number one source for all of your hobby needs. Joe and his team have done a great job with that building. He's completely redone the inside, updated everything. It looks really good. If you need board games, kendamas, Traxxas RC cars, the new Lego sets, Magic the Gathering cards, the list goes on and on. Hobby Habit right here in LeGrand, just for the fun of it. 411 First Street. Go check them out. Tell them that the Doddsy sent you from EOA Live Sports. He's also my brother-in-law, so we talk, and it's just cool to have a family member involved in something that I'm so passionate about. Graduation is come and gone for EOU and all the local high schools. I'm telling you, EOU had a really good year in sports this year. Very impressive. If I leave a team out, sorry, but in the fall, you saw EOU volleyball make the top 4 in the country again. They made the semifinals of the national tournament. They spent a lot of the season ranked number 1. Just another brilliant year for them. Like I mean, it's mind blowing. EOU men's and women's wrestling both had great seasons. You saw Hunter Sparks win a national championship at 125, which was absolutely amazing. And then in the spring, you saw the softball team make a run, and they ended up in the top 10 in the country this year, and I think it only gets better from there for them. Kaylee Hoskins was first team All-American this year, second team All-American last year. She has one more year of eligibility left, and she has decided to take her talents to the D1 level and is going to play for the Oregon State Beavers next year. It's kind of like what Kylie McMurtry and Jet Taylor did in volleyball. They both gave EOU 4 years of all-conference solid volleyball play, and then Kylie did her 5th COVID year at Utah and played volleyball there, and Jet did her 5th year at Boise State and played volleyball there. And then EOU track and field. I mean, we saw TJ Davis win another national championship, and he got what he wanted. He won the heptathlon national championship in 2022, and then which is 7 events, and that's indoor. And then this year, after battling through numerous injuries, he only did the decathlon outside of the national championship in competition once, and that was at conference. And he battled through all these injuries, comes back and wins a national championship in the deck, which is 10 events outdoor, and to cap off a great career as a Mountie. And EOU track and field and cross country proved once again why they're one of the best in the country. Ben does a great job, and it was an amazing year for them. Starting tomorrow, LeGrand Little League is hosting the Juniors Division III All-Star Tournament down at Pioneer Park. They still need volunteers, so I'll put a link. I'm going to put it in right now, and you can sign up to help if you have the time this weekend to go help out with this All-Star Tournament. I'm sure they need people to help with the fields, scoreboards, all that stuff. It's just a great way to get involved with your community and give back to these youngsters. Summer baseball and softball is right around the way. I just texted Andy Sheets or Dalton Sheets. Why do I say Andy Sheets? I think Andy Sheets is a pro baseball player. That's why. I just texted Dalton Sheets about a schedule for Legion baseball for the summer, and he's going to get it to me as soon as I have it finalized, and I'll get it to you guys. Shrine 2024 coming up in 1 month and 1 week exactly. July 27th, 2024 at 7 p.m. in Baker City. One of the things that the Shriners love to do is to take care of the players and to feed them. And these Shriners are passionate about it. And so here's a quick look into the barbecue last year at Riverside Park.
When you did it that far out.
That's pretty cool. Like that, you can see the kids really appreciate food, and that's a way to a high school kid's heart is through their belly, man. Like you can, it's crazy how influential and how much fun they have. This year, the local player that we have from here in the Valley, Ty McLaughlin from Elgin, will be playing in the game. We don't have any LeGrand guys. You saw Jared Armstrong and. Come on, help me, BC. I'm having a brain. Oh my gosh!
Man, that's
I played football with his dad, and I can't even think of his name.
Yeah.
Wow, that's terrible. Spent a lot of time with him too. Anyways, we had another LeGrand player last year. If it pops in, Whitmore. Whitmore. Okay, there we go. But we have no LeGrand kids in the game this year. We got 2 Baker guys and 2 Pendleton guys, and I don't know if because Sheets is a new coach that if he forgot to nominate people, or if we just didn't get selected. I would imagine, if I had to guess, that he forgot, because generally, so Pendleton didn't win a state championship and Baker didn't, and they each got 2 in. So I mean, generally they'll make sure that a team has a player in
Sure.
before they give two, unless you're the state champion, you automatically get two. So who knows? I can't answer that question. I tried to ask the guy in charge, and he couldn't remember. So who
Yeah.
knows? I don't know. One more thing before the sports report's over, and I'm going to keep talking about it until this GoFundMe's done. Cade's Courage, the McKinley family, he's battling a type of Ewing sarcoma. He's a freshman, well, now going to be a sophomore in high school. He's a three-sport athlete. He's Coach Parker McKinley's son, the coach of the baseball team, and they need your help. The QR code will take you directly to the GoFundMe, and if you're not interested in doing GoFundMe but you still want to help, go to U.S. Bank and tell them that you want to donate to the McKinley family or to Cade's Courage, and they'll get you sorted out. I also have these bracelets right here at the office, and I still have some left, so they're free. If you want one, they say, "You got this." There's a baseball and a wrestler, and then a cross, and it says Cade's Courage, and there's a tiger, and they're blue, and they're cool. So if you're interested, hit me up, and I'll give you one. No problem. AM Sports Report brought to you by Hobby. Have it right here in LeGrand just for the fun of it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good stuff.
Yeah.
And Bud is back. He said, "I'm still around." I was talking about the cottonwood.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely a lot of cottonwoods around here. Like, there's times, like, I want to say over by, like down by the college stairs, I think, is a lot of them. Like, where you're just walking through snow, essentially, which is basically cottonwood. Man. I mean, my allergies have never been as bad here as the west side, because the pollen count on the west side is just through the roof. I think Gabe was telling me, like, the Indians call it, like, the Valley of Sickness or something like that, because it is a lot of times the highest pollen count in the world. I mean, it's crazy because they grow so much grass seed there. And then you have all the trees. I mean, there's a reason why that wine belt runs right down 99 and up into Newburgh and everything, and it's some of the best Pinot Noir grapes in the world because it's so fertile and great land to grow on.
But along with that, you get pollen.
Yeah, my son, when I went over for graduation, he was just hammered.
Yeah.
He gets it so bad though that sometimes his like eyelids will flip out, and if you start itching, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I tried not to do the whole time I was over there, because my eyes were just burning. I wanted to itch them so bad.
And so then if you rub it, it gets worse?
Oh, yeah, it irritates them because the pollen's in your eyes.
Oh, I see.
And then you start rubbing it, and you're just, causing it's terrible. You ain't never had allergies? Oh, they're not
I don't think
fun,
so. I
BC.
mean, I get, there's sometimes I get the
Miserable.
sniffles and stuff and I'm sure some of that could be allergies, but I don't get the irritation of the eyes.
Yeah, like with mine, I already battle headaches on a regular basis, and then I throw that on top of it, and I'm just miserable. Yeah. It's like but it was partially my fault too, because I didn't get allergies hardly at all last year, so it's like, I'm not even gonna take medicine this year. There's no point. And so I waited, and I just take a daily Claritin.
Yeah.
And that was a mistake.
It hammered you.
Yeah, it hammered me.
All right. Well, hey, let's take a look outside. It's beautiful today.
It was fairly warm when I left this morning.
This is the longest day of the year. The shortest night of the year tonight. Yeah.
I mean, it's been getting light out at like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah. I don't know how long the night is.
It's got to be like right around like 7.5 hours probably.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it doesn't get dark until like 9 or a little later.
Yeah.
Like completely dark. And then it's light again by 4:30.
No, we'll Google it. We'll look at it real quick.
Yeah,
What's the shortest night of how long is the shortest night of the year? But, and then let's look at the weather here. It's going to get up to 83 today, down to 49 tonight.
It's still getting fairly cold. At night.
Yeah. So, and it looks like it's going to be, we maybe have partly cloudy this weekend. Oh, okay, this is the right one. So, but it's okay. We'll
What was it? I'm still trying to find how long
the
was the
hell thing,
longest.
yeah. So we don't know what the weather is going to be like coming up in the future. We'll figure it out, or you can look on your own and find out. But
So it's called the solstice, right?
right,
It's right around 16 hours the day. So yeah, right around 8 hours.
oh, interesting. Okay,
Yeah. Which in the wintertime you get like 12 sometimes or even more.
yeah.
But right now, yeah, it probably gets dark. Oh, it says right here, Portland, Oregon, 5:22 a.m. is sunrise. And we get 15 hours and 41 minutes of sun
Of sun.
today. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
interesting.
long time.
Yeah. So then the shortest day of the year. How long is that? I mean,
Probably, I would imagine,
like maybe a third the other way, like 8 hours.
probably 12.
Yeah,
I'm going to look right now.
yeah.
The shortest day of the year is 8 hours and 42 minutes of daylight.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So, yeah.
And when is that normally?
In
Around-
December, I'm sure.
Huh.
Let's see. What is December 21st is the shortest day of the year.
So right before Christmas. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in Juneau, Alaska today, they're going to get 18 and a half hours of sunlight. That's a long time.
Yeah, have you ever been in Alaska or any of those places where it's just daylight all the time, or dark all the time?
No.
I've never done. I haven't either. I've not been. Yeah.
Yep. Bud says, miss having Gabe's accuracy on the weather. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we miss having his local.
Yep.
Yeah, the local twist and local weather. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's do some this or that first, and then I got some trivia for you, BC. Well, we don't have a guest today, so we got to fill it
Yep.
in with something. We'll start with some food this or that's for you.
All right.
You ready?
Yep.
Free pizza or calorie-free pizza? Like, so you either got pizza for free or you could eat all the pizza you wanted, but had to pay for it and it didn't have any calories.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
So you could you buy it all. Okay. So
Yeah.
free pizza,
Yeah. But
or
you're
you
getting calories.
or you have to buy.
And you don't get any calories. You don't gain any weight from eating it.
I don't know. I'm probably at the point where I would buy calorie-free pizza.
I probably would too.
Yeah.
Like just because I'm working on my girlish
Yeah.
figure.
Yeah.
Turkey or ham?
Ham.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Turkey's just. I'm not a fan. I mean, I'll eat it, but turkey's just me.
I like turkey. When at Thanksgiving when we smoke turkey and so on and so forth. But I like a club sandwich. I like turkey on that kind of a thing. But
Like the process, like lunch meat turkey's all right,
Yeah.
but just turkey, like you go sometimes Thanksgiving and they cook that thing in the oven and it's like a damn shoe eating it.
just dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge fan of chicken breast either. Like
Yeah.
I'll eat it, but it's like just so plain and so
Yeah.
thick and
Yeah. No, the
Yeah, it's-
dark meat being more moist is
way better.
always preferred. Yeah.
Lenore says she'd buy the pizza too. Yeah, definitely. I think that's a no-brainer. I mean, especially for people our age.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, maybe when I was 20, I would take the free pizza because it didn't matter. I could eat whatever I wanted.
I will buy turkey, like for sliced deli turkey,
That's not horrible.
But it goes bad. It gets slimy really
yeah,
fast.
it's so gross too.
Yeah.
Huh? You open that bag and you're like,
Yeah, I mean, so you
it
gotta.
doesn't smell bad per se.
No, but
you
it's
touch
just-
it and it's like, oh man, I ain't
Yeah,
messing
no,
with this today.
So then if I buy it, I buy it in really small amounts, so that
Lenore says I haven't had good turkey. I would argue that all day. I mean, my dad deep fries turkey. He loves turkey, and I've had turkey a lot of different ways.
Boy, I'll tell you where really great sandwiches is, and the people know that is Kaufman's out at, going out towards, Yeah.
The Mennonite store.
The Mennonite store. I mean that they do lunch. They build the sandwiches right there, and of course they have the deli, so it's always fresh ingredients and stuff. And
I'm just saying, if I'm going like to a restaurant or to a sandwich shop, I'm not ordering turkey.
yeah,
You know how like some places have turkey dinner you can order at a restaurant? No,
yeah,
no. Give me
No.
a steak. Like no, I'm not doing it. Birthday cake or coconut pie?
a birthday cake.
Coconut pie for me.
Really?
You know,
Are you a
I'm not a
coconut-
cake dude. Like,
Yeah,
and I don't drink milk either. But what I will do is I'll take if there's like a dry chocolate cake. I like carrot cake and I like red velvet cake because I like cream cheese frosting.
okay.
But the only time that I ever drink milk, and I don't drink it, is I take the cake and I'll put it in a bowl and just dump some milk in there and let the cake soak it up so it's not so dry.
Okay.
'Cause there's nothing worse than
So do you like
Dry
pies?
cake.
You just generally, do you like pies better than you like cake?
heck yeah. Yeah. I love cheesecake the best though.
Really?
Cheesecake is the
That kind of gives you, okay.
the coup de grace. Meatloaf, ketchup or no ketchup?
I'm a ketchup guy. I'm meatloaf.
I'm not. I don't like meatloaf.
But what I
so-
like, I tell you what I like though is, because some people when they cook meatloaf, they put a pile of ketchup on the top and then it cooks that
Yeah,
way.
they do that next door.
Yeah, and so I like that cooked layer of ketchup.
So on a meatloaf, I'm not a huge fan, but I will eat like an end
Yeah.
because it's kind of like I like the crust on it. But I mean, meatloaf is just.
Yeah, I'm not a huge meatloaf person, but
Oh, here we go. Chicken or steak?
steak.
100%.
Yeah.
Every day, no questions asked.
Yeah. So what's your favorite steak though?
Ribeye, by far.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anything compares to it.
Yeah.
I like the marbling. I like the fat content. Like it's just, and then second favorite, T-bone all day because you
Have you-
get a New York and you get a fillet.
Yeah. Have you ever had Wagyu? Is it Wagyu?
Wagyu.
Yeah, Wagyu.
Yeah, I haven't had like A5 top of the line, but
Yeah.
yeah. And I've had Kobe. I've had Kobe burgers, Kobe steaks.
Yeah.
There's definitely a difference.
That would be fun. You know how when you can go and get samples of whiskeys or samples of beer or whatever. It'd be cool if you had like different grades of steak.
I'm sure they have a place.
You know what I
like
mean?
that somewhere.
Yeah. So it's like you get a little chunk of, so then you could like really tell the difference between.
They got a steakhouse in Texas, I know, where you go in and you pick your actual steak.
Oh, do you?
They got a whole meat,
Yeah.
like refrigerator or whatever. You say, I want that one. It's like those places where you can go and fish and
Yeah.
catch the fish and then they cook it for you.
Are there places like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. There's a place where you go and, they got a couple different kinds of fish in a pond, trout.
You just
bass.
catch it and
You
right
catch
there.
it and they cook it right there for you. Yep. At the beach, barefoot or flip flops?
Probably bare feet.
100%.
Yeah, my feet. I have super sensitive feet, so.
I love the
But
sand.
flip flops drive me crazy. They don't. Yeah.
The sand is so good for your feet too. It exfoliates them.
Yeah.
Bud says porterhouse is close to those you like, but I know exactly what a porterhouse is. A porterhouse is a T-bone, but it has to be over 1.5 inches thick. So a porterhouse is the exact same cut as a T-bone, but it's just thicker.
But it doesn't have the T-bone. So which
Yeah,
portion
that's
is it?
porterhouse is
Does
the,
it have
the
a
whole
T-bone?
thing. Yep.
Really?
It's the bone and everything. Yep. It's T-bone, but it has to be over a certain thickness. I'll look it up while
Yeah.
we're sitting here talking about it. Porterhouse steak, otherwise known as a T-bone. They're cut from the short loin. They both include a T-shaped lumbar vertebrae, so you get
Okay.
both the
Yeah.
the New York, and then you also get the loin, the tenderloin, which is the filet mignon. And I mean, I would take a porterhouse over a T-bone all day because it's just a
Yeah.
monster.
I don't. That would be tricky. I've never. I mean, I cook thick steaks, but if they get thick, that would be more complicated to cook. Yeah.
Snow angels or sandcastles?
Well, I guess as a kid, I would say, I don't know. That's a tough one. I would say probably sandcastles.
Easy for me.
Yeah.
I
What do you
don't
say?
like the snow.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not laying in the snow and playing around out there. No way. Water slide or hot tub?
Well, again, as a kid, you like the water slide. As an adult, you like the hot tub. So I'm kind of in the hot tub area. Right?
I'm not a hot tub dude. I don't like hot water, so like I
Really?
don't even make the shower that hot. I don't like sweating. Like I don't want to get out of the water and be sweaty.
Yeah.
Like no, I'm not a hot water dude. I'll take the. We used to go to Whitefish, Montana for baseball every summer. The Legion team here in La Grande, and we stayed in an Econo Lodge downtown. I think it's Econo Lodge right downtown Whitefish, and they had an indoor water slide.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the hotel.
Yeah. Well, and that would
Spent a
make
lot of
sense.
time
That
on
would
that
make
thing.
sense for Whitefish, Montana.
Yeah, I love that. I loved that
Yeah.
trip. It was an all expenses paid trip around the world or a direct trip to Mars and back.
I'd do the around the world.
I'm not going up there. No way in heck. I'm staying on the ground.
Well, the thing, how long it takes. I mean, even now with the speed, and that might change, but it's a 9-month trip one way to get to Mars.
Oh no way. I'm not
Yeah.
doing it. Family Feud or Jeopardy?
Family Feud.
Oh, it's so funny, huh? It's
Well, and
Family
it's
Feud is
Jeopardy.
Harvey, right?
Jeopardy
Steve
is
Harvey.
like the people that play Jeopardy are like they're kind of brainy at another level.
Oh, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And Family Feud is so much more entertaining. The things that people say are just
I know.
ridiculous.
I tell you what. We Tanya and I will watch that on a fairly regular basis, and now all of the questions. Now the whole show is tailored to invoke, outrageous answers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
TikTok famous or Instagram famous?
I'm not a TikTok person.
I'm going Insta for sure.
Yeah.
Like, TikTok's just weird. I like it. There's a lot
But how
of
is it
interesting
different?
stuff.
I'm not on TikTok. I don't have a TikTok account.
Instagram,
I mean-
it's very similar in the sense that pretty much everybody's making short videos right now.
Right.
But Instagram is, I feel like Instagram is more like the story of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you're kind of portraying you.
Mm-hmm.
Where on TikTok, people take on personas more.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I follow this guy, CIBs. He's like my age, maybe a little younger. He's in Michigan. He has a gaming room, collects old gaming systems. He's kind of nerdy, but he's cool. He cooks.
Yeah.
Part of his gig is cooking, playing video games. You know what I mean? And his persona isn't exactly him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think you find that more on TikTok than you do on Instagram for sure.
Huh. Okay.
Wheel of Fortune or Price is Right?
Probably Price is Right. I'm just thinking of the games that I would be better at.
Price is Right. I used to watch Price is Right with my grandma.
Yeah.
Shovel snow or rake leaves? Give me
Rake
the
leaves.
rake. Give
Yeah.
me the rake.
Yeah.
I do not. Watching sports, football or basketball?
Oh, football all day long.
Yeah, me too.
We just came through the playoffs, right? NBA playoffs.
Yeah, they're done.
They're
Boston
done,
won.
right? Yeah, and I just like
25.
it's not even.
The
it's
NBA is a
not-
lot different nowadays. I don't even like watching it that much. But my least favorite sport to watch out of the major sports on TV is baseball, and it's my favorite sport.
Yeah.
But it's just on TV, it's brutal sometimes. You're just like, we're gonna do this for 3 hours today? Like, no.
For baseball.
For baseball, yeah, because it's just so slow. They've done some things to speed the game up a little bit. They put a pitch clock on the pitchers. You know what I mean? But it's still it's brutally slow. Unless you're there in person, it's a
Yeah.
whole different game.
But if you're there in person, It's more, and especially if you're with people, it's more of a social.
Yeah, and it's interactive too.
Yeah,
Like,
it's almost like, okay, yeah, we're going on a picnic, and we're at the baseball game at the same. I mean,
yeah, or you can play these guys, these TikTokers. That I follow, they play the 9 and 9 game. You have to drink 9 beers and eat 9 hot dogs before the end of the 9th inning. Some people can do it. That's a lot of hot dogs and a
Well,
lot
I'm
of
just
beer.
thinking of money. I mean, what in the world would that
Yeah,
cost at a baseball?
well, hey, in the most expensive beer in a Major League Baseball stadium, I just saw it $14.60 for a 16 ounce. The cheapest one is like $6 and something. Cents.
Yeah.
It's crazy. $14 for a 16 ounce beer, like that cost you 13 cents, and you're going to charge them $14 for it.
Yeah. So
It's like coffee shops.
right. Yeah. No, those
What
kind
a
of,
lucrative business.
yeah, those kind of things is like, no, I'm not playing.
I'm not playing.
Yeah. Like, nope. Yeah.
All right, one more this or that, and then I got some trivia for you. American Idol or America's Got Talent?
I think I like America's Got Talent. 'Cause
Way.
Yeah, it just got more variety,
Agreed.
But man, I tell you, you talk about how those shows have like changed the industry.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because but I mean that's technology, YouTube, all of that stuff. You've got singers, you've got people that have talent they were never visible. They would have never been discovered ever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of the biggest artists in the country, Morgan Wallen. I mean, is there a name bigger in country than his?
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood.
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson.
Yep.
The list just goes on and on.
Yeah, right. It came out of Idol. Yeah.
And then at AGT, you got what's that guy's name? The guy that did the different weird dance moves, and then he was an Asian guy. He's huge now. I can't remember his name. But then didn't Psy Gangnam Style originate like on AGT and
he might have
Europe or something?
Well, and they've got different. They've got the British version of those shows, and they've got
of
so
course,
it's worldwide.
All right, ready for some trivia? Let's do it. This is once again we're going back to 5th grade level. BC.
All right. 5th grade level.
What's
trivia.
the capital of Russia? It's not a trick question.
No. I'm just having.
I'm imagining it's probably the biggest city in Russia.
The
most
Moscow.
popular. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
What's the tallest mammal on Earth?
So here, hang on a second. Interesting fact. Okay, so Hitler, when he invaded Russia, he had a clear path to go take Moscow, and could have conquered probably Russia. Okay, but instead he decided that he wanted to go capture Stalingrad, because Stalin was named after the current dictator of Russia, Stalin. Okay, and
Joseph Stalin, right?
Joseph Stalin, right? Yeah, and they failed. I mean, the German, when they tried to, I mean, that was this whole terrible standoff, and they failed. I mean, they expended all of the energy that they had to take over Russia on Stalingrad, and the war stalled there, and that was the beginning of Russia losing. Yeah, interesting.
You mean Germany losing?
Germany losing. Excuse me. Yes. Yeah.
Tallest mammal on Earth?
Giraffe.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
What's the process of a caterpillar turning into a butterfly called?
Ooh. It's something is.
Yeah, you're
Like
you're right
not
on.
photosynthesis, but something like I can't remember.
Metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis. Yeah.
That one's too easy. Okay, here we go. What is the process by which plants make their food called?
Photosynthesis.
Yeah, very good. What's the capital of France?
I want to say Paris.
Yeah, don't overthink it.
Yeah, I was going to
On the periodic table, which element is represented by the letter N?
Nitrogen.
Yep.
Ooh.
Whose picture's on a $5 bill?
Lincoln.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah. That's easy. What are the 3 states of matter?
Ooh. So.
That's easy.
Yeah. Gas.
Yep.
Liquid, solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which country has the longest border with the United States? Easy.
The longest. What country has the longest border?
Super easy.
Canada.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But I wonder how much longer Canada is than, because you have Texas and it takes a big dive down, but yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's not even close because the water, the Rio Grande. Most of Texas, you know what I mean. There's a separation. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not
Right.
direct border or whatever. Since the late 1930s, what calendar date has been designated for the inauguration of the President of the United States?
January 20th?
Yep. Which continent is the least populated?
Continent. Is Australia a continent?
Yeah.
So that would be.
Antarctica.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
In the initials of the federal agency known as NASA, what does the first A stand for? Where does NASA spend a lot of time?
I want to say aeronautical.
100% aeronautics.
Okay.
Yep. 100%. What's the most widely grown crop in the middle of the United States?
Corn.
No, wheat.
Wheat. Ah,
Yep.
okay.
That's kind of a trick question because
Yeah.
you want to say corn. What force pulls objects towards Earth cores and keeps humans from floating in the sky?
Gravity.
Yeah, these are definitely. I like these ones because these are like not too hard, but you got to think about it because it might be trying to trick you. What do you call a scientist who studies rocks?
A geologist.
100%. What's the largest and deepest ocean in the world? It's the one that we live closest to.
I'm just guessing. Yeah, so Pacific.
Yeah, definitely.
Huh,
it's quite a bit bigger than any of the other
But
oceans.
bigger, or you said deeper?
Bigger and deepest. It's the biggest and deepest ocean in the world.
Okay.
By far. And it's like not even comparable. The Pacific Ocean is huge compared to all the other oceans.
Interesting.
And you got Marianas Trench, right? That's in the
And I don't know
Pacific.
where that is.
I think it is. I want to say it's the Pacific, but I could be wrong. Yeah. But you got the Pacific goes you know what I mean?
Right.
All the way to past Hawaii, all the way. It's huge. How many amendments are in the Bill of Rights? The Bill of Rights, remember.
Right, yeah. I was going to say, I don't know, 21?
10.
10.
Yeah, 10 amendments in the Bill of Rights. 10.
Huh.
Yep. True or false? The platypus is a mammal.
It is.
It is 100%.
Yeah, that.
And then the last one for trivia for today. What mountain range is Mount Everest part of?
Mount Everest.
Rack your brain and think about where it's at.
It's in China, or
it's in a few different countries.
Yeah, right.
You can get it from different areas.
But I don't think I know the name of that mountain.
The Himalayas.
Himalayans.
Yeah,
okay.
Part of the Himalayan mountain range. Mount Everest is one of those ones that's crazy. I've seen a bunch of documentaries on Mount Everest. The amount of garbage that's left on Mount Everest, because it's so dangerous. There's dead bodies. Like the last documentary I watched, there's times a year where things thaw out.
Yeah.
And you have to walk past dead bodies.
Right.
Because they don't have a way to get them out of there.
Right, yeah.
That's nuts.
That is crazy.
I'd never do that.
Well, and they have, and their waypoints too. I mean, it's like, yeah. So at this trail, you go by the blue helmet guy, or you go by the, and so no,
that can't. I mean, obviously some people get off on that kind of stuff, but that ain't for me.
There was a movie or a documentary that we watched not too long ago. Super interesting. It was about a guy who he had determined to do the 14 highest peaks in the world in a year.
Oh, is that even possible?
He did it. He accomplished it actually in 9 months or something like that.
Doesn't it take like Everest? Doesn't it take like a week to?
Well,
completely
it
do
does,
Everest?
but The distinction is that he was using oxygen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of the hardcore guys don't count that as a summit.
Right. Because so then, but his.
So he doesn't have to acclimate. So that's what saved him all the time.
Right. But still, just the physical aspect of.
Yeah,
it's a crazy documentary.
Some of those guys will acclimate and practice their oxygen stuff for like years before they do Everest.
No, it
just
takes,
so when they get up there, they can do it without oxygen.
Well, right, and that's one of the reasons why they stay at a particular camp for a couple of weeks.
Days
Because they're just right. And so, but you should check that out because it's really interesting. He does 13 of the peaks, and the last one is in China, and he can't get permission to go. Oh. And in the meantime, people are hearing about well, have you heard about that guy that's doing? And this is nobody knows him.
Are any of those top 14 in America?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure. Yeah. The one in Alaska.
Is there a really tall one in Alaska?
Yeah.
What's the tallest peak in the lower 48?
It could be Rainier.
You think
or
so?
It could be the one in California.
Let's look
Shasta?
at tallest. It's not Shasta. In North America. Let's look at that first. Tallest peak in North America. Denali?
Denali, that's the Alaska one. Right, yeah.
Then Mount Logan is in the Yukon as well.
What's the tallest in the lower 38?
This is North America. There's Mexico, Alaska, Canada, Mexico, Canada, Alaska, Mexico, Alaska, Puebla, that's Mexico, California. In the Sierra Nevada is Mount Whitney.
Ah, that's it. Okay, yeah.
I never heard of that one.
Yeah.
Mount Whitney. Is that in the same range as like Shasta and all them?
Yeah.
It's almost all like California doesn't come until 25th on the list, and then 28, 29, and 30 are all Colorado, and then 31 is Mount Rainier.
Interesting.
Wow. I wonder what the highest one from Oregon is on this list. What would it be? Mount Hood? Is that the tallest?
Yeah, I would say probably Mount Hood.
It would have to be.
It could be something in the Elkhorns. I can't remember.
We're gonna find out today.
Yeah.
Tallest peak in Oregon, Mount Hood, then Mount Jefferson, and then South Sister, North Sister, Middle Sister, in order.
There you go.
And Mount Hood's only 11,249.
And those are all in the same
mountain range.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
part of the Ring of Fire. Is that what they call them?
Yeah. Are those the Cascades?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because you got the Coastal Range, you got the Cascades, you got the Blues, you got the Elkhorns.
Yeah.
Are those all? Is that all the ranges in Oregon? At least on this northern Oregon, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
We got a lot. I mean, we live in the biggest valley in the United States that's completely surrounded by mountains on all sides.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That is our uniqueness. Yeah. Isn't that cool?
We do. Everywhere you look, there's a mountain. Pretty much. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Yeah.
Thank
short
you.
show today.
Yeah. You want to get us out of here?
Let's do it. On this day, June 20th, 1819, the SS Savannah reaches Cork in Ireland after a 29-day and 11-hour voyage from Savannah, Georgia, to become the first steamship to cross the Atlantic or any other ocean for that matter. 1840 on this day, American inventor Samuel Morse patents the telegraph. That's a long time ago.
What year ago?
1840. 1863 on this day, the first bank in the United States is chartered, the National Bank of Davenport, Iowa. 1895, the first female PhD from an American university earned by Caroline Willard Baldwin. It's a PhD in science at Cornell University. And then some Oregon history. 1907 on this day, the first Portland Rose Festival is held.
Ah, wow.
So it's been going on for 117 years. This will be
Wow.
the 117th year. 1980 on this day, the musical comedy film The Blues Brothers, starring Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi and featuring appearances by Aretha Franklin, Cab Calloway, and Ray Charles, opens in 594 different theaters across the United States.
Wow.
That's a lot of theaters.
That is.
That's 10 per state. That's more than 10 per state. 2019, David Gilmour auctions 126 of his guitars for a record-breaking $21 million. It included the Black Strat, a 1969 Fender Stratocaster used in Pink Floyd's albums The Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, and The Wall. That was a $4 million guitar. And it was all done at Christie's in New York. Charity auctions proceed earmarked the fight against climate change. So $21 million. And then on this day, the #1 song in the country in 2014, Stay With Me, Sam Smith. It's a good song, a really good song. And then the quote of the day comes from Ayn Rand. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who's going to stop me. One more time. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who's going to stop me.
Yep.
That's it.
All right.
On a Thursday.
Yep. I think
We will-
Nick Vora is with us
Tuesday?
next Tuesday, I believe. Yep.
Oh, exciting.
So,
And if you have any interest, if you're a local business and you want to talk about Shrine, it's a great opportunity for you to advertise a local business, regional and local coverage of the Shrine game at the end of July. Either give us a call, 541-7, come on, PC.
786-0200.
Or you can email office@EOA Live TV or Kyle@EOA Live TV, and we will get back to you. You can message us right here on Facebook or Instagram. And yeah, if you're on Facebook and you're not following us on Instagram, go to @EOA Live TV and give us a follow.
Yep.
See you
Alrighty.
on Tuesday.
See you soon.